Throughout human history, thousands of gods have existed. Every single one of them was once believed to be real. People didn't just believe in them, people died for them. Wars were fought, cities were burned, children were buried before they ever grew old, all in the name of gods that no longer exist. Today we call those gods myths, fairy tales, ancient mistakes. So tell me, what makes yours different? Right now you're probably thinking, mine is different. My God is real. That thought feels familiar because it has been repeated by every believer who has ever lived. Every single one of them believed their God was the exception, that their faith would survive, that history would finally stop with them. They were all wrong. Are you? 3,000 years ago, a man fought for Zeus. He didn't pretend. He truly believed. He thought he had proof. He believed he had witnessed miracles. His priests performed sacred rituals. His temples overflowed with worshippers. His holy texts explained the universe, morality, life, and death. That man wasn't stupid. He wasn't primitive. He had the same brain you have, the same emotions, the same fear of death, the same hunger for meaning. Today you laugh at him. You call him deluded. You ask how anyone could believe something so absurd. 3,000 years from now, someone will look at you the exact same way. They will study your beliefs in history class. They will read about your rituals, your prayers, your certainties, and they will ask the same question. How could they believe this? History is the graveyard of gods, and the graveyard never stops growing. Egyptian gods ruled for thousands of years. Greek gods dominated entire civilizations. Norse gods shaped warriors and empires. Every one of them was once eternal. Every one of them promised forever. None of them survived. Now look at the present. Today's gods still feel powerful. They still shape lives. They still control behavior, laws, morality, and identity. But their position on the timeline hasn't changed. You may deny it. You may resist it. But time moves in only one direction. You say, impossible. My God is eternal. So did the Romans. So did the Egyptians. Today their temples are tourist attractions. Their gods are bedtime stories. What once felt absolute now feels embarrassing. Gods don't die by the sword. They don't die by conquest. They don't die by force. They die by knowledge. They die by questions. They die by alternatives. Each new generation believes a little less than the one before it. Not because it is rebellious, but because it knows more. Because it has more information. Because it has more options. In Western Europe, buildings that were once sacred are now bars, nightclubs, and apartments. In northern countries, the majority of the population claims no religion at all. These aren't oppressed people. These aren't forced atheists. These are free, educated individuals who simply stopped believing, and the process is accelerating. What once took centuries now takes decades. Your great-grandfather probably never met someone from a different religion. Your grandfather maybe met one or two. You, however, can access thousands of gods with a single click. Each one claims to be real. Each one claims miracles. Each one promises salvation. Each one threatens punishment, and each one contradicts the others. They cannot all be right, but they can all be wrong. What happens to your God when humanity worships technology instead? Muslims are mostly born in Muslim countries, Christians in Christian countries, Hindus in Hindu regions. If belief depends on birthplace, is it truth or is it geography? But wait. What if God truly exists, not as humans describe him, but as an absolute reality beyond time and space? Then human belief becomes irrelevant. Humanity could disappear entirely, and such a God would remain unchanged. Maybe God doesn't die. Maybe the real question isn't about God at all, because a God that nobody worships is functionally absent. A God that nobody listens to is silent. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound? If God speaks and no one listens, does it matter? Now look ahead. 3,000 years from now, humanity will be unrecognizable. If we survive climate collapse, nuclear conflict, and artificial intelligence, technology may become our new God. And why wouldn't it? Technology answers prayers. You want healing. Medicine exists. You want knowledge. The internet exists. You want to speak to the dead. Artificial intelligence can simulate voices, faces, and personalities. Perhaps disease will be eliminated. Perhaps aging will stop. Perhaps consciousness will be uploaded. Creation will become lines of code. Miracles will become algorithms. When humans gain the power to reshape reality itself, will they still need a God? Maybe artificial intelligence becomes the next object of worship. Humans have always worshipped what they didn't understand. The sun, storms, disease. Now we are creating intelligence greater than our own. Will we kneel before it? Or maybe worship itself will disappear. Maybe faith will seem as primitive to future humans as human sacrifice seems to us now. Here is the truth. What happens to your God in 3,000 years depends on who you are today. If God is merely a psychological shelter protecting you from fear, chaos, and death, Then when those fears are solved, God disappears with them. But if God represents the deepest meaning of existence itself, then maybe God transcends belief entirely. The real question is not what happens to God. The real question is what happens to us. When that day comes, what will remain of humanity? Dust drifting through a cold universe? A consciousness freed from physical limits? Or something we cannot yet imagine? Every generation believes it has figured everything out. Every generation believes its understanding is final. Every generation is wrong. We are probably wrong too. Our descendants will shake their heads at our certainty. So now I ask you one last time, 3,000 years from now, what will happen to your God? Will he survive? Will he change? Will he be remembered or forgotten? And be careful how you answer. Because someone, 3,000 years from now, might read your words. Your comment might survive. Will your God